Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to talk about the kettlebell around the world figure 8, back to front. This video is part of a greater series of videos where we are providing basic kettlebell instruction on the basics as you would learn them in a private training studio. In the beginning, we talked about the two-handed deadlift, where we set up our basic structure for our two-handed swing. Then we work on the two-handed swing. Then we start to work on standing structure around the world with your feet all the way together, so you can learn to fire the arches of your feet to make your ankles, knees, hips, and lower back stronger. Then we go to halo, from below the waist to a circle around the head to work on shoulder mobility and arm activation. Then we move to figure 8, front to back, so we can work on our hand transitions, thumb side to thumb side. Hand transitions are key to learning kettlebells because kettlebells are about intermediate weights for intermediate to long periods of time where you learn not to set the weight down. With this version of the exercise, you are not going to be able to see the transition coming, and you're going to have to learn to rely on hand finding hand. We are going to pick the kettlebell up with good technique, step up to the kettlebell with our feet pointed straight ahead because that's the way we should walk. Focus on straightening your legs all the way out, tuck your tailbone underneath to squeeze your glutes, drive your rib cage down to activate your core. We do that with every kettlebell exercise. Track the hands down the insides of the legs, pick the kettlebell all the way up. In the beginning, people are going to want to make their feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. We are going to pass the kettlebell all the way around the body 1.5 times. Now, right hand under right leg, hand find hand. Around the body 1.5 times. Left hand under left leg, all the way around the body, back to front, all the way around the body, back to front, all the way around the body, back to front, all the way around the body, back to front. When you're going around the body, the important part is that you stand all the way up. Drive your knees back, weight in the heels, activate the quad, squeeze the glute. Go all the way around the body. That right hand should be straight at the elbow. Get down as low as you need to with good crown to coccyx alignment. Grab with your left hand. All the way around, left hand from the back. Grab, back to front. All the way around the body, grab, all the way around the body, grab. In the beginning, people start with doing 10 total passes under each leg, counted 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 19, 20, 10 under each leg for a total of 20. The goal is to maintain our crown to coccyx alignment and keep our heels flat on the ground. The knee is still tracking behind the line of the toe, even when we are rotated. This is a core exercise. Anytime we pass the kettlebell around our body or go under a leg, it is a core exercise. We are building our base core functionality so that we can do more complex types of athletic core training later on. This exercise tends to be done in series. You tend to do your around the body with your feet all the way together first, focusing on pure standing structure with our feet pointed straight ahead so that we cannot turn out because we are trying to force the arches of our feet to fire because our feet need to get strong just like our grip needs to get strong. Then we go to our halo and we start orbiting around the head and we train basic shoulder mobility with that 90-degree structure of the arm, which carries over to tons of other athletic applications later. Then we move our feet further apart and we do this figure 8, front to back. Think of this as a lightweight, dynamic deadlift. You're putting yourself into what could be considered a deadlift position and moving the weight around your body. Instead of using one big heavy weight and moving in a straight line, we are moving in arcs and circles because in real sports, arcs and circles and direction changes are part of everything that you do. Then we do this back to front. We learn for our hand to find hand without it being directly in our line of sight. So we start to build confidence with our grip. In the beginning, do not do this exercise over a surface that you could damage if you lose the kettlebell. Oftentimes in the beginning, people will lose the kettlebell 1 or 2 times before they figure out how to get their hands on the belt and close their hands all the way. It seems like a simple athletic skill, but it is not for the majority of the population. Close your hands all the way. Do not throw the bell from hand to hand. Make sure you stand up all the way when you're doing the pass around the body. Get down as low as you need to. Make your arm straight. If you try to keep your arm bent, people will end up damaging their elbow by placing too much tension on the tendons and the ligaments inside the elbow. It is important to point your feet straight ahead. If your feet are turned out and your ankles are rolled in, then you are going to end up not getting the training benefit that you want out of the exercise.